And welcome everyone to Blaugrana Planet. Welcome back to a new video, and today we are gonna be previewing the game between Football Club Barcelona and Granada Club de Football, game which is gonna be part of the game week number 5 of La Liga. Guys, right now there are a few things which I want to talk about. Well, the players that are recovering for the game, obviously Ronald Koeman at the edge of the cliff, and we're gonna be seeing what are the possible lineups of both teams and also some match facts. So without further ado, guys, let's jump into the actual thingy, guys. So we have Barcelona against Granada, guys. Let me tell you that it's not gonna be an easy game because Granada are a good team. They were in the European Champions League, not the Champions League, sorry, the UEFA League, and they're there. Believe me, it's not an easy team. Basically, right now, Ronald Koeman cannot drop points. We basically threw away La Liga last season against the same team in Camp Nou. So basically the same game. So let's be careful, okay? Let's be careful because they can surprise us. Also, there are a few curiosities about Granada which are interesting to talk about. But before, let's talk about Ronald Koeman, guys, because Ronald Koeman just had a press conference in which he said a bunch of things. A few things which I honestly have to agree with him. For example, the fact that he is comparing the last year's Barcelona, the Barcelona that played against Bayern Munich, the 8-2, the famous 8-2, and the last game against Bayern Munich, which ended 0-3, right? So he made an interesting comparison saying that we lost 8-2. We had Messi, we had Griezmann, we had Suarez, right? And the other day we lost 0-3 and we had youngsters on the pitch. I mean, half of the game or 30 minutes of the game, right? Which I kind of agree. Like, you had Gavi, Mingueza, Valde, Demir, Pedri. And honestly, I agree with him that we are seeing some changes there. But let's be careful, guys. Let's be careful because Ronald Koeman likes the veterans a lot, okay? And I think he talks a bit more, and he's he's using the youngsters as he's like the genius, right? I mean, there's no other option anyways, but I will support him there. And also he said that he's not very afraid on his future, even though his good friend Luis Canut, which is a very famous reporter here in Barcelona, which has a really good relationship with Ronald Koeman, says that Ronald Koeman is certainly a bit he's not the happiest man in Barcelona. Obviously, he has a lot of pressure, but you're the coach of one of the biggest teams in the world, if not the biggest. Therefore, Ronald Koeman, take the heat, man, take the heat. But I think that Ronald Koeman is going to bet on some youngsters, especially tomorrow against Granada. I think that Valde will start. He said also that there's a good chance that some of them might start, but not all of them, right? So there was a question by a journalist saying, if you trust on La Masia, why don't start all of them, right? I mean, and he replied that starting 5 or 6 La Masia players just like that, it's a bit risky. And I have to agree, you cannot start 18, 17 years old. Right, half of the team 17 years old at the time, especially against a team like Bayern Munich. But I think that some youngsters should have come in a bit before. So guys, let's look at the head-to-head and the lineups between Barcelona and Granada, because the head-to-head in the last 17 games, it's 14 victories for Barcelona, 0 draws, and 3 victories for Granada. Right? A bit shocking, 3 victories for Granada, 0 draws, taking into account that, Granada is an upcoming team, right? But 3 of these victories from the last 17 games, I mean, right now we can only see 6 games here on the screen, but these stats are from 17 games. Just taking into account the games that are on the screen, which are the last 6, these are the stats, guys. 4 victories for Barcelona and 2 losses. 2 losses. One of them was the last one in which we dropped La Liga, right? So let's be careful. Let's be careful because out of 6 games, 4 wins, 2 losses. 2 losses, right? I mean, something to have into account. So I think that the formation is going to be the 4-3-3 once again, guys. I believe that the Ronald Koeman against Granada is not going to be playing defensive and it's not going to do any experiment. I think this is going to be the formation. Obviously, we have a few injured players and possibly some changes could happen. But I think this is what Ronald Koeman is going to do. Not what I would do. Not what I would do. Important, okay? This is what Ronald Koeman would do, in my opinion, right? So Balde, I think he will start Balde because Balde has a great talent and you can play Sergiño Dest there on the left, but I just don't see Sergiño Dest giving good performance on the left, right? Better play him on the right. Or you can play Mingueza, but if you have a natural left back there, play the natural left back. It makes sense. It makes sense. Araujo, Piqué. If not Araujo, then Eric Garcia, okay? And Sergiño Dest. Sergiño Dest is going to start. Then moving into the midfield, Frenkie de Jong, Busquets, and Sergi Roberto. Why Sergi Roberto and not Riqui Puig? Well, because... and not Gavi. Why not Gavi? Because Ronald Koeman is on the edge of the cliff and he's going to bet on more experienced players, right? This is what he's going to do, in my honest opinion. And then on top, I think he's going to start Coutinho and Luuk de Jong once again. But obviously, Luuk de Jong now in a 4-3-3 is going to have better choices, and Memphis Depay. But let me tell you one thing about Luuk de Jong, guys. I think that Luuk de Jong is never going to fit Barcelona, man. I start seeing it and start thinking about it, and we need more communication, we need more passing, we need compenetration. I'm not seeing Luuk de Jong doing that. I hope it works. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm really wrong. There are other options here. You could take out Luuk de Jong, for example, put Memphis on top, and you could put in Demir, right? This is another option. Obviously, Gavi, you can play him instead of Sergi Roberto. This is another option. And as I said before, you can basically, you can take out Dest, put Sergi Roberto here on the left, on the right, sorry, take out Balde and put in Mingueza or put in Dest, right? These are the options, but as I said, the starting 11 is what I showed you before. Moving into Granada very quickly, guys, Granada is also going to play a 4-3-3, most probably, because at the end of the day, there is a special person in the bench of Granada. If you guys don't know who he is, I will show you right now. It's very interesting. And well, Granada have this guy called Luis Suarez, obviously not our Luis Suarez, and Monchu. They have Monchu, which is a former Football Club Barcelona B player, and well, he didn't have space in the first team, and he's playing for Granada. But there's a curiosity which is pretty interesting, and that is the coach of Granada, right? I mean, maybe this guy is familiar to you guys. This guy is called Roberto Moreno, and Roberto Moreno, in fact, was the second coach of Luis Enrique, and now he's coaching Granada, right? Well, he was the second coach of Luis Enrique while he was in Barcelona, right? So we won the treble with Roberto Moreno and Luis Enrique. And at the end of the day, well, I see some comments, people saying, where is Pedri? Pedri is injured, guys. Pedri is injured. And well, talking about Roberto Moreno, he was the second coach of Luis Enrique during the Barça era, also during the national team era. And at the end of the day, they broke up because there was an argument, right? And well, that's another story. But just for you guys to understand, First of all, Roberto Moreno knows Barcelona very well, knows the tactics very well, and we must be very careful. Although his team is not the best team, because in fact they haven't still won a single game in La Liga, they have 2 draws, 2 defeats, and they're gonna come needed. They're gonna be very needed. Okay, so they're gonna be running, guys. They're gonna be running, and we shouldn't hesitate, and we shouldn't slip up. Because it's important, guys. In games like this is where you win or lose La Liga, believe it or not. Because at the end of the day, big teams like Madrid, big teams like Valencia or Atletico de Madrid, Valencia now, they're pretty good, so you might make fun of me because of this. No, but what I'm saying is that all of these big teams, they're going to be slipping up against small teams, you know, and those are the points that are critical. You cannot drop points against Granada at home. That's exactly what we did last season, and that's why we lost La Liga. So it might seem like, well, it's not the most interesting game, but it's critical game. The 3 points are critical, and also, guys, Ronald Koeman is on stake. Ronald Koeman is at the edge of the cliff. I'm not saying he will be fired if we drop points, but certainly he will be a step closer. He will be a step closer, and I think that right now Ronald Koeman is a bit nervous, although he said that he is not afraid of his future. Anyways, guys, just finalizing the live stream. I thank every single one of you for joining. I hope you found interesting this match preview. Of course, make sure you smash the like buttons. It's so important you smash the likes. Also, subscribe. If you subscribe and hit that notifications bell, you will be notified as soon as I start the next live stream. And as you see, guys, this channel is all about live streams now. So if you guys want to watch the videos live, then make sure you hit that bell notifications. So guys, thank you so much. And now, and as I always say, visca el Barça. Visca Catalunya. Man, see you in the next live stream, my people. Vamos, Barça. By the way, match prediction. We're gonna win 2-1. Vamos.